It's Barnes and Leslie. We've got streaming picks for May. Can you believe it's already May 1st? We've got those coming up next. Also tomorrow at this time, Ed Robertson, lead singer from Bare Naked Ladies, will be on our show. Looking forward to them coming soon, and I think in June. And then we're going to talk to Ed here tomorrow at this time. Sleaze right now brought to you by McDonald's. Archways to Opportunity helps employees achieve their dreams. To learn more, just visit mcdonalds.com.
Barnes, I never knew this story, but Christie Brinkley is now opening up, recalling the moment she learned her husband was cheating with a teenager.
What?
It was the most tortured relationship I've ever had. Remember when she was married to Peter Cook?
Yes.
They got married in 96. However, ready for this? 10 years later, she was delivering a graduation speech at a high school in the Hamptons. Somebody walked up to her and said, "Excuse me, I need to tell you that arrogant husband of yours has been having an affair with my teenage daughter."
Oh, wow.
What? She said, "I was so stunned that I froze." She looked into the audience to see her husband and her son. Whew. His eyes were already trained on my face as he began shaking, "No, no, no." And she said, "My world just fell apart." Can you imagine having an affair with one of your friend's teenage daughters?
Well, can you imagine when your wife came home and said, "I'm speaking at the school today"? Your lead up to that? Oh, crap. It's about to go down.
Never knew that story. What a shocker. Now, lots of guys listening right now, have you ever been in that situation where you thought, "Man, I'm going to do something really special for my wife," and then you do it, and then it...
Every day, Leslie.
Then it backfires?
Oh, no, not every day. What? Who backfired?
Oh, boy. Check out this story. Mark Zuckerberg was on with Theo Von.
I've always admired Daniel Arsham. He's this great sculptor. And I worked with him to make this sculpture of Priscilla because I thought it was cool. And make a sculpture of Priscilla partially because that's cool, partially because I'm not going to make a sculpture of myself. It's like that's crazy, right? It's who does that? So it's like she's kind of the target of my creative energy in
like
a lot
the
of
muse
places.
In a way.
So there's all these memes online after, yeah, there you go, where people are like, "Whoa, I wonder what Zuckerberg did wrong that he had to make a sculpture of his wife." And I'm like, no, you guys are totally missing this. This is the thing I did wrong. It's like, you can't, like, you're gonna have to wait to see what I have to do to make up for having made a sculpture and putting it on our front lawn. It's like, she didn't want a sculpture of her in the front lawn. It's like, that's weird, right? It's like, but she's a good sport about it. And
and at least you can tell the DoorDash guy, like, just set it by the sculpture.
Just by the sculpture. Yeah.
How embarrassing. Can you imagine your spouse shows up with a sculpture of you for your yard?
Do you remember that story? Because it was really grotesque if you think about it. And it was this huge sculpture of her on their front lawn.
Birds pooping on you all day. There's just so many levels of that, of having a sculpture of your
Has that ever happened to you? Has anything backfired? Let us know.
Damn.
Didn't know this story, but Kim Kardashian, the robbery trial suspect, is now regretting his involvement. Do you remember this in 2016?
Yeah, the Paris thing?
Yes. She was gagged and robbed of jewelry. Over $10 million. That was really kind of a crazy story, this $10 million heist. But at the trial for the alleged assailant, one guy is now saying, "I'm really sorry I did this." The 71-year-old defendant, 71, admitted that seeing the coverage of the incident in jail made him realize the trauma that he caused Kim Kardashian. They were called the grandpa robbers because of their age.
One of them died the day before the trial.
Which is crazy. Yeah, I mean, looking back now, he feels really bad. You think Kim will have mercy on him? Probably not.
She's too busy dealing with her ex-husband and all of his rants.
Unbelievable. Now, did you realize how big the horror movie genre is? I mean, how big it really is?
I mean,
they're saying that this is the genre that gets people to go to the theaters.
It's true.
So film studios have 29 horror films scheduled this year alone.
Are you serious? 29 in the pipeline?
Have you gone to the theater just to see a horror flick? I haven't.
I have in the past. I mean, obviously growing up and all the Friday the 13th and all that, but I would like to go see Sinners.
Oh, after all the buzz? Are you kidding?
Yeah, everyone raves about how great it is. I need to see what it, why.
Yeah, well, I think we both do. Very excited about this, Barnes. You're not in the Dexter universe. I am. Let's talk Dexter Resurrection. Showtime's sequel, Dexter Resurrection, premiering in 2 episodes on Paramount Plus 2 days ahead of the cable network on July the 11th. Of course, we were talking about Dexter's back. He didn't die, people. He's back. Guess what else is back? Landman. God, you know how much you and I both love this show. Did you ever finish it?
Yeah, I finished it.
Well, Sam Elliott is now going to join the cast of Landman. Very cool. The production, of course, with Billy Bob Thornton, Demi Moore, who I think is going to have a bigger role, and Andy Garcia will be back soon.
Can't wait. Yeah, but they've been filming for a couple of months in Texas. I'm ready.
Terrence Howard was just on with Bill Maher. They were talking about Marvin Gaye and this huge biopic for Marvin, but Terrence not feeling it, and here's why.
He went around it with everything, and I was like, no. And I'm like, I could not.
I just feel like there's gay for real, and then there's a point where guys get so much they're just like, oh, it.
Yeah, well, it would have been that, but they would have wanted to do that, and I wouldn't have been able to do that. It wouldn't.
Well, you mean you couldn't kiss a guy on screen in a movie?
No.
Not even, yeah.
No, because I don't fake it. I literally, it has to.
I couldn't kiss a man either. That's true. And that does not.
That would me. I would cut my lips off.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, I don't know, should Terrence Howard have said that? You know, that he's not going to do it because he thought Marvin was gay and he wouldn't kiss a guy. Well, Barnes, wait, let me ask you, you're an actor. If you were presented with a role where you had...
I've been in this situation before.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
And so what happened?
It was an interesting, I'm not joking about that. I got a call. I had auditioned for, it was a soap in New York in, 2008 or 2009. And they had called me in for something, and I was about to start it. And then it ended up shifting. They shifted the characters. They do this all the time.
Right.
So they had to put someone else in this role. So then a few months later, they called me to come screen test. And that means where you go to the studio and you're with the real people and you're sitting around with a bunch of executives and you do your thing. But the casting director had called me and said, hey, we have this. It's called a contract role. So it was a regular for like 9 months.
Sure.
And they're like, here's the thing, though. You're going to date whoever the 80-year-old lady was, like on the show, the matriarch. And then you're going to break up with her and date her grandson.
What?
And I was like, wow. Now that's a soap.
Was this the White Lotus? No.
No, it wasn't.
Wow.
And I was like,
dang.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so then I'm like tortured over, do I do it? Do I not do it? To screen test. I'm like, I'll never get this thing. And so I said, you know what? If I'm going to act, then it was As the World Turns. Then I got to go up there. So I went up there to go screen test, and I didn't get it. The other 4 dudes that came in to test were like 15 years older.
Well, good for you.
If I would have gotten it, I don't know what I would have done, but I figured I had to go through with it, or they would have never, called me in for something.
It's so interesting. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Thank you for, opening up.
Opened up, Leslie. Don't tell Queen about that. Queen will be like, I want to go that screen test, honey.
That is your celebrity sleaze.
Hey there, I'm Paula Pant, host of the Afford Anything podcast. I help people make the smartest money decisions possible.
You should not do the 401k loan.
Reason number 4,872. Are we heading for a recession?
You'd be shocked.
Dumping it into the house?
Invest in flipping houses.
Mathematically the better option.
Paula Pant's really keeping us in business.
Because face it, money's too important to wing it. Review your budget.
Take the reins.
Sharpen your skills.
Do the things.
Start a side hustle
that will affect your life.
Right. Afford Anything. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.